we'll do a bunch of mobility shit, and then we'll go lift some weights. I
27, now 28, now 29, now 30, now 31, now 32, now 33, now 34, now 35. Yeah, now.
She just don't move her. Why didn't you get picked up last time? Okay.
You guys get in trouble? Bender, did you have any incidents? Any shirts off? No. Flannel, trying to kiss anybody?
Hey, I saw that video.
Everything good?
You're a legend.
Not what we were expecting to watch during dinner, but it was highly entertaining.
How did everybody find out about this game? Most people find out about it through social media. Raise your hands. From a friend. And they probably found out it through social media. I always look at during the camps and look at my social media and who's blowing it up, and like there hasn't been that much. We have 50 people here. Like I should have like at least 200 notifications a day from people blowing up the social media, because then I retweet it and then everybody sees it. Everybody watches our shit. If you guys notice, like Joe Briscoe, a scout from the WWE, was commenting on one of our videos. Everybody watches our stuff. It's not, you know, like, haha, look, we're awesome, but it's just the power of social media. Like I said, I wouldn't know these guys if it wasn't for social media and the interaction of how everything works. Cody wouldn't be here handling the camera right now and getting berated for having a fraternity house if it wasn't for social media. But that's just the way it is. Everybody has a different reason why they wrestle and different passion and all that. Like my main thing, I was just thinking about this the other day. I fell in love with pro wrestling because I saw what was going on in the ring, and I just fell in love with it. But then once I got to do pro wrestling, I almost hated it because like where we trained, it wasn't that great. It wasn't what I expected. I found out that nobody looked out for me. It was kind of cutthroat. It was I wasn't around people I really liked. We didn't have what we have today, so I kind of grew away from it. Plus, I had a great job and stuff like that. But then once I got back, it wasn't so much. I was not in the ring. I was coaching, and then I realized like that's what I love. Like I love the coaching aspect of looking out for, like being everything for everybody that nobody was for me. And plus, like the entrepreneurship of it, like if you look at all the successful people, like they're pretty much really good fucking entrepreneurs. You look at Stone Cold, look at what Bill's doing. He's got his thing going. You look at The Rock, all these people, like they just don't wrestle and go, okay, I'm done. But then you'll find out the ones that need the GoFundMes and the stuff like that are the ones that aren't entrepreneurs. But in pro wrestling, that's what you are. You are your own business. And that's what I say about the social media, and I brought that up. You have free fucking advertising. Back in the day, you'd have to take out a fucking newspaper ad to advertise yourself. How stupid would that look if you're a pro wrestler taking out an ad for yourself? But every day you have millions of people at your disposal, and none of you take advantage of it. But then you'll Snapchat vendor trying to kiss a girl. That can be used for social media as long as you tag it properly. I mean, I know it would get over the boys, but then if you only Snapchat it to private people and stuff like that, and not everybody can see it, it's a vendor. There's just a different way. I mean, you can manipulate the system so much by just reaching out to different people and being your own business. Like I said, like Bill talked about, I talk about it all the time. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. Right here has gotten this much of fucking pro wrestling. How many times have I said that? It doesn't mean shit. Even though at these camps we do a lot in here, but this is very small. The reason I do these camps is I want to bring a lot of like-minded people together, show them the way things are supposed to be, and hopefully, you know, we get some new students out of it, and we get some word of mouth about it, plus it lets you guys, now you guys talk to this person and that person, now you guys might get bookings, they might come here. It's creating like a real good way to network and get out there and not be surrounded by the shit, because when I got into it, there was shit out there. It was just really bad. There was no, we never brought anybody in. We never got to go anywhere. We were allowed to train from 6 to 8, and then the doors closed, and then we took summers off. We had no heating, no air conditioning, no showers, no locker room. That was it. And sometimes I would show up, and there would be nobody there but me, and that's when I created like all the different drills I could do in the ring by myself. There was times where I was just talking to Cliff about it, and you guys, art students, you know, you have to deal with these stories. They're like the 100th time they've heard them. But I was just talking to Cliff, and we were talking about one time it was a snowstorm. He got all the way here, his car broke down. He gets it towed to here, shows up, and there's nobody at the building because it's snowing. And he had to go walk to a payphone and call up the guy, and he goes, "Oh yeah, practice is canceled." So now Cliff, if you guys didn't know, lives in New York. So now he's just stuck in a parking lot with a car that doesn't work, and he had to sleep in it and then find a way to get back the next day. And that was the way sometimes. And then other times we'd show up and we're ready to train, and there's a U-Haul outside and we're moving buildings. So we're not even training, we're loading up the ring and taking it to another building. 3 weeks later to another building, 3 weeks later to another building. That's just the way it was. It had no roots then. We would just go from warehouse to warehouse, whatever was cheapest. So like, appreciate what you have. But getting back to social media and being your own business, like you guys, who was it? Was one of you guys the one who asked me about a resume? No? Was it you? And I said, don't even bother, like I don't even look at them. And here's why. I've been doing this long enough, and I see a resume, and I've seen them all, and I've seen like awesome resumes, and then I meet the person and they're a piece of shit. So like, he just lied to me. Like it's great, it looks awesome on paper, but like you could be the greatest everything on paper, but if I meet you and you're a piece of shit, like that paper doesn't mean a fucking thing.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
And if you're giving one of your trainers who you hate, you tell everybody what an asshole he is as a reference, realize that when you're giving him as a reference, somebody's going to call him.
Yeah.
And so he's going to give you the same reference that you gave him.
Yeah, because I get it all the time, like, is this guy, oh, we're using your guy. I'm like, he ain't my guy, you want to prove his ass out. He ain't my guy. We won't use him if now. It's like, I'm not going to stop him from working, but he ain't my fucking guy. It's just the way it is. So like, that's why, I mean, other people might go by resumes. They're probably idiots. I don't. I go by like everyone goes, how can I get in? I go, show the fuck up. That's all I care about. Will it be payday? I don't know. Will it last? I don't know. If you fall asleep in my locker room, no. So yeah, I don't go by resumes. So like all you guys, I would just network the best you can through social media. Watch what you put out there. I get away with putting out controversial stuff out there. You know why? You know why?
Because you're Danny Cage.
I'm fucking Danny Cage. I own this shit. I have no fucking boss. But I guarantee you if someone said, I'm going to pay you $500,000 a year, shut your mouth, I'd go, you damn right I will. Simple as that. I can do it. You guys see me when I go to Ring of Honor camp. Do I talk like this? It's because it's their fucking house. But I wouldn't, you know, if they told me not to do it, I won't do it. I worked for a corporation for 17 years, made great money, but I always say I pimped the pimp. I made enough money where I had a buyout opportunity, I left and did this. So like, as you guys are doing all your shit and you're doing your hustle, like all you guys should be having a job right now where you can basically pimp the pimp. You can make your money, you can put in your time, but at the same time you can be doing your side hustle. Instead of playing on your phone and doing bullshit, you can be doing social media, you can be networking, you can be doing a lot of different stuff. Then you got enough money where you can invest in yourself. So that's it. I just wanted to touch on that. And then today what we're going to do is, you know, we're going to get back into some stuff, but what I want to do is take an opportunity, because like a lot of these camps, they're not too personal. Like we get in here, and sure we do like our stations and all. What I'd like to do is like, maybe after like, maybe we break it down to where we don't go so long today. and then we give some time to like just have like a bullshit session,
Yeah.
question and answer session, get to know people. Like I might just say like, hey, where you from, blah, 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 so everyone gets to know everybody.
What was your vision for this facility?
This pretty much fell in my fucking lap. Like this is what I always wanted, like something like this. Like we were talking about it for years. 2011, it was in a little shitty rinky-dink fucking firehouse with a grand unit. It wasn't even mine. I just came to help out with training. And I was looking around. I was like, all right, well, we could change this, we could change that. And then everything fell through. Then it was just me. And went to another building. Or we were looking for another building, and the coach from Paulsboro contacted us and said, hey, you guys want to help us out with rent? Come see the building. I saw it, I was like, oh shit. And he goes, yeah, that's your section over there where you can put the ring where the black mats are. There was nothing in here, this whole place was empty. But I bought, actually when I got in here, we didn't have a ring. I didn't own a ring yet. So, had a couple students in, Cutler was one of them. Actually, Cutler wasn't one of them. Cutler quit. He wanted to go be a state trooper. This is how things work out, and that's how you stay connected and you don't burn bridges. Anyway, we got here, had no ring, so we were just coming in here and making the most of it. We weren't sitting on our asses or not having training. We were practicing lockups. We were practicing chain wrestling. We were cutting promos. We were filming vignettes. We were hitting the weight room. But we always made sure we were in here all the training days, just so you get used to things once the ring comes in. Ring comes in, everything starts clicking. We went from like 4 students to like 12 to like 16. Then I was like, okay, buying a new ring. Then it turns out that Paul was like, you can use this whole fucking building, you know, all the time. I was like, okay, that's awesome. So then we came up with the idea to run shows. The first show we had 20 people here. Next show, 40 people. Next show, you know, started picking up steam, and we only did 1 show a month. But I wanted to, like, even before the Performance Center opened, I wrestled amateur wrestling. I would go to camps and stuff, and I liked the way they ran. So I was like, I want a facility like where we can hit all facets of wrestling, because I know the ring is that much. Where we would sometimes come in and we would just sit in the ring and talk for 2 to 3 hours, and I'd see people frustrated about it, but sometimes you learn more doing that. But I wanted it to be, you know, everyone goes like the Harvard of wrestling and all this, but I wanted it to be like when somebody left here and they were on a show and they said the Monster Factory guy's there, I wanted them to be like, oh shit, a Monster Factory guy's there. They go through shit. I see what they do. I see, you know, what they go through and all that stuff. But none of that means anything, again, without social media. How is anyone going to know? They're just going to, oh yeah, that's right, I take your word for it. They go through stuff. So I wanted it to be, and that's why I have my rule where you check with me for bookings, you do this, you do that, because like, there's a lot out there that we're above, I'm sorry, but we are. I don't want our guys on a shit piece of show, a piece of shit show, validating them. You know, if someone, like you guys were talking about the tax return guys running the shows, right? They get their tax returns, they buy a ring, they think they can run a show. Well, you guys shouldn't be on that because you just validated it, and that's what's wrong with the business. I like our guys doing quality things at quality places and networking with like-minded people, not just going to some place where...
Some of those places, the rings are unsafe. You're working with people that are unsafe. I mean, you're risking your health, and for what? $15.
And me and Rip got into it one time because he goes, well, you should be able to work anywhere and adapt. And I go, yeah, but you shouldn't have to. Like, you got to be held accountable. Like, you can't just show up and it be, you need a tetanus shot hitting the ropes.
You know, you're what you're
We should have been able to go anywhere and work with anyone. This generation doesn't need to do that.
Right.
No.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, there's like, you had to.
Yeah.
You needed to get out there. Like, you guys
This
don't
generation
need
doesn't
to.
have to do that.
No.
Like, everybody who says, like, go out and make the towns and all, that's cool. Like, I agree, get out there and work, but there's also the risk reward. Like, imagine missing this camp to do a 5-minute booking in East Bumblefuck wrestling Joey Sweatshirt. Like, it just doesn't, Like the opportunity just goes, let me see Joe Briscoe and all these other people are watching us. 3 people in a fire hall. Yeah, I think I'll take this one.
Well, you become associated with something bad, then if
Yeah.
nobody's ever seen you work, then you're part of the bad promotion. You know, whether you're good or bad, it doesn't really matter.
So getting back to like the vision and all, like I wanted it like as soon as like I saw the performance center, I was like, that's fucking, you know, we were already doing something like that, but like on a much smaller scale. And the people I drive are kids nuts, but it's for a reason. Like you're going to, if you want a job at the WWE or somewhere else, you're going to have to go through that. I worked for, like I said, I worked for a corporation for 17 years. I know the fucking buttons they push, why they do things. It's a numbers game. They fuck with you. So why not? You guys are paying me to do it. So how much easier will it be when they are paying you $60,000 a year and someone else is doing it? So that's why I do it. So instead of you guys like, what's funny is like, you guys don't get angry if we have you do 50 squats, 100 this, 100 that, blah, 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 blah. When I tell you just to keep your house clean,
You're the
keep
object
your
of
house
our
clean,
affections today.
get on your social media game, like that's the easy shit. Like that's common sense shit. But put it this way about the resume. Someone walks in here and could have done everything great in the ring, but if they're a cocky asshole and their shit's thrown here and thrown here, none of us are going to deal with them. It's just, this isn't basketball, this isn't football. Like where, okay, he can fucking run the ball fucking 100 yards and knock everybody on their ass. Shit, sign in. Because we can make anybody a star.
Or Boogie Cousins, who gets 2 technical fouls a game and has been traded to 4 different teams, is still making $12 million a fucking year.
That's just the way it is. But in wrestling, anybody can be a fucking star. It's almost like trading places, like where they just bet and they go, and at the end they take out the dollar, like I made him a star, and then the other guy's ruined in the fucking streets. I mean, that's what you can do if you really wanted to. I think I made that bet, Twitch, and that's why you're in the main event March 4th. Making you a fucking star, kid. That's it, man. I really wanted something special, and that's why I started reaching out to everybody, because no one knew me as a trainer. And I thought, okay, well, no one knows me as a trainer, and everyone's going to say, oh, here's a piece of shit who bought a school, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm going to bring in the best people. So I brought in Joe Briscoe. I brought in Les. I brought in Rip. I bring in Bill. I bring in Witch. I bring in all these people. Hopefully, if what we're doing isn't right, one of them pulls me to the side and is like, this ain't for you, bro. You know what I mean? But I think what we got here is pretty fucking cool.
31, now 32, now 33, now 34, now 35, now 4, now 5, now 6, up 39, up 40, up 41, up 42, up 43.
Nick and Mikey both can do this in their sleep. This drill, if it's done at a good pace, not at 100 miles an hour, shows me your athleticism, your timing, your conditioning, your wrestling form in terms of how you do these things. If this thing is done properly, at a decent pace, it takes less than 2 minutes.